Good afternoon, everybody. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. Okay, this has taken me a good portion of my time to get this video to you. So the other day, I ended up seeing what looked like an egg. And this egg appeared to drop from the sky and into my room. And then a being emerged without any doors opening or anything like that and came forward. So it's taken me a few days to get this together. Now, when we think in terms of our growth, now there are lots of ways to decipher this, decode this. And I'm going to use just one today, or implement one here today. We have the seed of life, and this is something I've been meaning to speak about. If you have been following me for some time, since I think sometime in the summertime, the Lion's Gate to be specific, I began talking about an orb in my vision, in my right eye. This orb would descend and then ascend, descend and then ascend. And the last time it descended and ascended, it shifted its form. Where it was a singular orb, it turned into a double orb or an infinity sign. And then on the third time, it shifted and made another orb on top of the already two. And it's nearly at this point of making an additional or a much larger orb. So, okay, so sorry about that. I had to push pause. A nurse was contacting me, and so I may have lost my train of thought. So, with the transformation of this singular orb turned to double orb, turned to triple orb, and I believe it's going to fill in completely. It reminds me of the seed of life, and that is what I have been leaning towards with this orb in my eye, or the transformation of an atom. Okay. Now, when you think in terms, of course, we all know the seed of life is creation. You have to have the seed that is transformed into other elements or other, the flower of life, etc. Everything stems from the seed, is what I am trying to say quite eloquently here. So the egg has been played out through all types of other religions or times throughout history, which of course I never have known about until this egg appeared in my room a couple of nights ago. The egg is a symbol in the Egyptian mythology of creation. And other religions still use an egg for a form of offering in terms of either death or even birth. We celebrate Easter. We use eggs. So the representation of the egg is a symbol of life and death, but more importantly, rebirth. Because within this egg is the substance. There is, you have the yolk, you have a membrane, you have you have all sorts of things. You have the albumin, and I don't know how to say these things, the inner and outer membrane, and you have the shell. It's different layers. Now, when you're thinking in terms of the human being here, we ourselves are placed within this egg ourselves. And better yet, it's the same concept of as a caterpillar who changes itself into a butterfly. That butterfly cannot merge out of its cocoon or shell until it is time. When we receive the egg, it is because we are at this moment of rebirth. Now, in terms of where we currently are, we are all collectively rebirthing. Now, there is a term that is not a term, but you can do a lot of research about the cosmic egg. Now, this is also something that I am hopefully going to make a video about. Today has been so full of a full schedule for myself, but I thought it was important to give you this concept of birthing. All of us are in this birthing process, and when it is time, the shell is going to crack, and we are going to merge out. And it is taking place on a collective level here. Now, I mentioned the egg, and then this being came out of the egg already. I didn't get to see the doors open or the shell crack. It just already was. Now, that tells me that we're at this process of rebirth, though, as well. But I'm not going to jump the gun, because that's what I do. I like to slow down. If you're out there listening, slow down. You know who this is for. Slow down and enjoy the ride. And before you know it, you're going to be born again. It's definitely a fantastic time to be living in, and I hope you feel this type of enthusiasm. I definitely do, and it's taken me a long time. I say a long time, and of course I'm adding my entire life here, because I remember a time where I didn't have any purpose. I didn't have an internal spark. I didn't have a zest for life, and I do now. As I began to know that I was being awoken, shaken loose, I began to really find purpose in life. Purpose to be my greatest self. Purpose to find gratefulness within my life that I have currently. If you can't find gratefulness for where you currently are residing and make things work out the way they're supposed to with the life that you have, the people who are around you, there's no way we can make it with what is promised to us. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.